Hi friends, it's Deb. I'm doing my travel vlog. I don't know if you have watched Jen, Project Beauty. She put up a travel vlog of a recent trip that a group of us took to Las Vegas. So fun. And I wanted to vlog this trip, and as I get to this portion of this video, I will tell you why I pretty much stopped. I am going to do a talk through from my perspective of the trip, like what led up to it, and then I'm going to show you everything I got on the trip, everything I purchased, everything I was gifted. And remember, all year long in my low buy, empties and low buy, I have been saying that in part of my rules is anything that I bought on a trip I took this summer didn't count. This is that trip that I kept alluding to. And there was a very good reason that this trip didn't count, because I would never recover budget-wise from this. So I had always planned for this to be a freebie. And even with that, I mean, I was going to say I didn't do too bad, but I mean, that's subjective, I guess. So just what happened is, during the pandemic, Nightmare on Panning Street, the project came out, and Valerie and Jaylon decided that it would be fun if they had a Zoom movie showing of each of these movies, watching one a week in order. They would put the post up in the Fantastic Ladies group with the Zoom link, and it was 6 o'clock every Sunday, 6 o'clock Pacific time. There would be a Zoom link. You could click on it, watch the movie as a group, and yeah, it was just like a set commitment. And it started out as Valerie, Jaylon, and Andrea, and then I started, and then I talked Dannie and Kim, and then eventually Jen into coming, and a few other people came here and there, but not really. And the seven of us just became really good friends through this time that we would spend together. We would spend probably about an hour before the movie started every week just talking about what we were doing, what we bought, what we were panning, what we finished. And then we would watch a movie, and then some of us would stay on after and chat, and we just did this for a year. And then last summer, Dannie came up to see me, kind of got us thinking, what if we did a trip where we all met? Because Valerie and Jaylon had met, and Valerie and Andrea had met, and of course Dannie and I had met, but like, wouldn't it be great if we could all meet? So we threw out some places and agreed on Las Vegas. So we had to work around schedules of everyone, and dates were set. This year, like, it just like, we were talking about, like, it's happening like 13 months, and then it was like it's a year, and 11 months, and 10 months, and New Year's hit this year, and we're like, wow, it's happening this year. And then like July hit, and we're like, it's happening this month. And then like Sunday, it was like, wow, it's happening this week, right? And then it was just like mind-blowing how fast this last year went. So I added a few extra days onto my trip, and I wanted to go to California to meet Dannie's wife, Jen, and meet the kids. And the plan was for me to fly to California, stay a couple of nights with Dannie, and then we drove to we drove to Las Vegas, and then we stayed 5 nights, and then we drove back to California. I stayed 3 more nights and then flew home. So I was gone a total of 10 days. So I initially flew down on the 27th, and my flight didn't leave here until 5 something in the evening, and it was so hot here that day. Like, I wanted to vlog and like show me packing, and like, let me tell you, what my friend saw on Marco was like pure panic and chaos. It was not, it's not going into a vlog. So all I have from the airport is a picture of my boarding ticket, and I sent a Marco to the group of me saying I'm on the plane. And then when I got to the airport, I came out and I had to go down an escalator to baggage claim, and I looked down and I saw Dannie and her wife, and she was videoing me, so I did the YMCA dance on the escalator. So I did go back to Marco's and steal that, so I will insert that for you to see.
Okay, she's here. Can you see her? See, she even knows she's being Marco's.
But yeah, we just drove back to their place from the airport, just a quick drive, and I was like, there, like after all this time, just holy crap, I was there. So we basically just hung out for that night, showered, opened some boxes of stuff that I had sent ahead of time, and you know, we always like gift each other stuff, and so we did that, and then basically went to bed. Friday, the next day, we slept in, I'm not gonna lie, and then we got up, and I've never been to a CCO, and I hear everybody talk about CCOs, and I'm like, I have to go. If you're not familiar with that, it's a cosmetics company store, and I think it's owned by Estee Lauder, so all of the brands that fall under them are there, and discounted prices. We'll get to that. So on the way there, Dannie was just showing me like around her town, places that she goes frequently, places that I hear her speak about, but it's nice to finally see it, you know what I mean? And I wanted In-N-Out. I've only had In-N-Out one other time, and it was in Salt Lake City, and I was like, please take me. So we went. They were so busy. We literally had to order and then just stand by someone's table and wait for them to leave. Like, it was chaotic, but I have a picture of my food, and I will tell you, it wasn't that great. The fries were good. The burger was crap, and In-N-Out is overhyped. So we left there, and we went to the outlet mall, and we went to the cosmetics company store. And sorry, something just flew into my face. My goal on this trip was to find a foundation that is the perfect match for me. Everything I wear is too dark, too pink, too yellow, too something, and we swatched, when I tell you every foundation in the store, and if you think I'm exaggerating, I am not. So I am pleased to tell you I found my perfect shade match in a foundation. It is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 50 Full Coverage Oil Shine Control, and I am the shade N012 Porcelain. I was so happy that I found a foundation that matches me perfectly that I also bought it in the stick, even though I hate stick foundations. So I'm going to, I didn't do this ahead of time, wipe my arm with an alcohol swab so I can do some swatches. I normally do this ahead of time, but I didn't. So here we go. And I will do the liquid foundation first, because this one just, oh, I'm so happy. You can't see it. You cannot see it. It literally melts right into my skin. That's one pump, a whole pump. Can you see it there? I don't think you can see it. I've never had a foundation be as perfect of a match as this. But I wasn't sure I would like the formula, so I only bought one. And then I bought the stick formula, which I have not tried yet. Oh, by the way, I've worn this every single day that I've done my makeup since I got it, and I already have windowing. Do you see the windowing in there? There are only 13 mils. I think that's what's in here, 13 mils. Yeah, 13 mils, so just shy of half an ounce. And most foundations are about an ounce, so... And then I have the same foundation, same shade, and 012 Porcelain in the stick. And we'll go right below that. Oh, you can actually see that one on there. Until I blend it out. And then honestly, it just blends into nothing. So, like, wow. If this is all I would have purchased on this entire trip, it would have been just a mind-blowing experience for me, and I could have been perfectly happy. Like, it just, I can't handle it. But wait, there's more. I love this primer, the Smashbox Pore Minimizer. These were on their 75% off wall. Let's do prices while I go through it. The foundation was, regularly $29, and I got it for $12.32. So the way the CCO works, depending on the day that you go, will depend on your discount, and also depending on how much you spend depends on what percent off you get and what freebies you get. So the day that we went, we spent enough that we got 50% off, but we also got an additional 15% off, but it was also National Lipstick Day, so we got free lipsticks, and then we spent enough money that we got a whole free Clinique kit. The liquid foundation was regularly $29. I got it for $12.32. The foundation stick, regularly $54. Got it for $22.95. These two primers, I cannot believe it. I wish that I would have known how much they were before we checked out, because I couldn't just go back and get more, because it had to do with the amount we spent the day we went, etc., to get this price. $2.98 a piece. $2.98 a piece. And then I got another powder foundation, and I don't remember getting this. And when I got home and I was sorting everything out, putting it in my inventory, I called Dannie and I was like, did you gift this to me? She said no. I called Kim. Kim, did you gift this to me? No. No, it's on my receipt. I bought it. I bought another powder foundation. Freaking hate myself. But anyway, I recall now that you can't see it. I swatched all of them and it was the perfect color, and I was like, it felt so smooth on the skin, and I was like, dang it, because the other two that I bought, one is orange, like I actually look like Trump when I wear it, and the other one is like really shimmery and gross. So I think maybe I thought it would be nice to have one that matched. I don't know. But this regularly was $38 and I got it for $16.15. I got another foundation. I've always wanted to try the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have not swatched this yet. In this store, the color was not as perfect as the Bobbi Brown, but it was close. And I wanted to try it, so I got it. And the price on this one, retail is $49, and I got it for $20.83. Great deal. I mean, that's more than half off, so that's better than any like sale that we would get it for. And then they had these bags. They had a whole wall of like minis, and you could pick the bag that you wanted and 6 items for $15, and that ended up being a steal. So I grabbed 5 Clinique products and 1 Tom Ford item. So my Tom Ford item is this little traceless soft matte primer, a little tiny one. It's so cute. I can't wait to try it. From Clinique, I got a Clinique Smart Broad Spectrum SPF 15 Custom Repair Moisturizer, 7 ml. I got a Clinique Smart Night, 7 ml. I got 2 of the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balms. Both of them are 15 mils. And then I also got a Clinique Moisture Surge 96-Hour Hydro Filler Concentrate, a 5 ml. So this bag was $15, but the Moisture Surge Eyes retails for $12.67. I did it by their size. The Tom Ford Little Mini Primer, $11.40. The Clinique Smart, $9.80 each. And then the Take the Day Off are $4.56 each. So it was a great deal. And then because we spent so much, we got a free Clinique kit. There was a Clinique Moisture Surge, a 30 ml size in here, and I gave that to Dannie. And All About Eyes reduces circles. I took that, and that is a 5 ml. A High Impact Mascara, one of the kids wanted that, so they took that. And then the Quick Liner for Eyes, that is a 0.14 grams, and I went ahead and kept that to try. So those ended up having a retail, the All About Eyes was $12.67 and the Quick Liner has a retail value of $11.50. So those were great freebies. We also got, it's right here. We also both got to pick out a free lipstick for lipstick day. And I chose the Bobbi Brown Luxe Shine Intense lipstick in Trailblazer. I had a Bobbi Brown kind of day. And it's in this beautiful packaging. It says Bobbi Brown right there. And I will do a swatch of this on my hand where it will be easier to see it. And it's just a really creamy formula and the color is beautiful. So I'm really happy with this shopping spree. And honestly, like, I didn't do my total separate from Danny's totals, but I mean, I told you all the numbers. Phenomenal deal. Between her lipstick and my lipstick, it was $77. So we got those free, plus the free kit, and yeah, like that pretty much paid for everything else. It was bonkers to me. Anyway, that was the CCO. Next, we went to Marshall's. I have not been to a Marshall's ever that I remember, and if I have been to one, it has been years and years. And honestly, the only things that I bought were some toys for Bentley, and it says 2 beauty accessories. I'm thinking they both must have been brushes, but I can only remember this one. It's a Japanesque brush and it's a flat top kabuki. And I bought this specifically because we had just been to the CCO and I didn't bring a brush like this. So I thought if I wanted to use the powder foundation in Vegas, that this would be a nice brush to have. This was $5.99. And I have another purchase on here for $3.99, which I'm thinking is another brush. I don't know. I was looking at some brushes, some Japanesque ones that were kind of similar to this, and I love these kind of brushes for putting on my paint pot, so that could be what that other $3.99 was. I don't know. But this and dog toys, Marshall's. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar to the experiences that I have at my TJ Maxx. Like, I'm super excited to go and then I get let down. So there's that. And then after that, we went home and hung out for a while. Danny had to finish packing for a trip. We were leaving the next day. So that evening, the kids went with us and we went to this little store that sells just like toys and stickers and whatnot. And my cup is not in all of its pieces. But for the trip, I had purchased us fake Stanleys. I swear by my Stanley. I love him so much. But I didn't want to bring it on the trip. So I purchased us these. Danny's is green, mine is blue. And we went to the store and we were like, oh, let's just get stickers. We'll decorate them. And I had intended when I purchased these that we would use them on the trip and then I would just leave them there. But after putting all the stickers on, I'm like, no, I can't leave it there. But I had bought us these stickers ahead of time. And then Jen bought us the Las Vegas sticker when we were in Vegas. I got a California sticker. Danny bought us the mushrooms. Got a safe person. This one says maybe, but probably not. It's an asexual thing. And then I just had a Cleona one with me randomly. And why don't I have a lid? Well, we were leaving. Our cup survived the entire trip. And then we got in the car to leave. And Danny's wouldn't fit in the cup holder and she had it tucked in the door and she opened the door and it fell out right onto the top and cracked her lid. So when I left her the plastic part of my lid. I have the piece that holds the straw. I just need to order a new lid piece. Anyway, so that was that. And then so we got the stickers and I got a button that I wore in my purse the whole trip that says Mom Hugs, and several people commented on it, mostly young people, and I would see people looking at it and I would kind of wait and see if anybody like wanted a hug but nobody came up. And like most people would look at it and like, you know that feeling you get like they're looking at it but they don't want to approach, but I didn't want to like overstep, so I would just wait. And then I don't know, but it got attention and it got the kind of attention I wanted it to. Like if you need a hug, I'll be your mom for the day. I got you. I got your hug. So I got that, and then I picked up there. We were we were in a strip mall, and on the opposite side was a sushi place, and I've been craving sushi for so long. So I got sushi. We went back to the house, ate dinner, and Danny packed, and we chatted for a while, went to bed. The next morning we loaded up the car. We left pretty early. It was going to be about an 8-hour drive. So we left, and pretty uneventful drive really, until we were, there's a place, and I'm trying to think of the name, maybe like, I don't know the name of it. It was somewhere around Bakersfield, and there was a fire, but when we were looking at it from a distance, it looked like one of the dirt, like a dust devil thing. And so we were watching it, and we're like, I took a Marco of it, I took a picture, and then as we got closer, we're like, whoa, it's an actual fire. And the closer we got, we're like, uh-oh, like it was kind of a big deal. And when we got up to pass it, it was like all the way up to the road, and it was so hot driving by it, like so hot. There was only one fire truck there, and we were probably another 10-15 minutes down the road before another fire truck came by. It was in the middle of nowhere, and like, so yeah. Oh no. Oh my god, that's so hot.
That heat coming off of there.
Oh my word, that is so fucking hot. But on the way back, we were able to see how big the fire got before they put it out. It was a pretty big fire, and that was kind of scary to see, because you always hear about, California wildfires, and when you're just driving down the freeway and you see something, you're just like, oh no, please stop. But anyway, it ended up not being super bad, thank goodness. And then we passed a place called Zzyzx Road. It's ZZYZX. I am going to put a link to a video about this story, but it basically is some guy in like 1944 got a permit from the government to mine some land in the Mojave Desert, and there was spring water there. So he started bottling this spring water and selling it to people as having these healing properties, and started up this little like health spa, total scam deal, right? And he did this for years and years and years, and then he had like animals as an attraction there, and it was just this whole thing. And then it was in like the 1970s, the government realized what he was doing and took the land back, because he had got the permit for mining, and he was, so anyway, that was interesting to pass that sign, because you're like, how do you pronounce that for one? And then you Google it and you read it, and the story is bonkers. And then we went through Hinckley, which is where Aaron Brockovich was filmed. That's where all of that happened. And so that was really cool to see. And so here's where my whole vlogging career came to an abrupt end. In this whole area in the Mojave Desert, there are a ton of windmills, and going through the desert, there's just these huge, beautiful cacti, shrub, tree, bush things. And then in the mountains or in the hills, there's like train passes that like just trains disappear into the hillside and come out the other side. And it's a whole beautiful experience. And I really, really wanted to vlog some of this. So I have my phone, and I am like trying to get some video out of the passenger side of the window. Mind you, there's bugs. We'd passed like a fire, like the window wasn't like pristine at this point, but I'm doing what I can. And we hit a bump that was so intense, my phone went up, hit the ceiling, dropped down in my lap, and I started laughing so hard. And I was like, you know what, boop, hit end. And I was like, I'm done. I will just insert pictures and whatever I happen to get from this trip, but vlogging is not my thing. It was, there was another time I was trying to get a train. There was a beautiful train doing like its beautiful majestic thing, and I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. But then I'm like staring at it, and my phone's this, and I look over at my phone, and my phone is getting the whole like the rim of the door frame. And I was like, so no, that's why we're doing a talk through type vlog. But this, yeah, I failed. So then we finally make it into Vegas. When you first get there, there's like you pass through the border town of Primm, and we had to stop in Henderson and get gas. You could not breathe outside. There were wildfires in California and in Vegas, and the air there was so thick, like you could not freaking breathe. And we're like, uh-oh, mayday. So we got gas, made it into Vegas, and then we couldn't get to our hotel because next to the hotel we stayed in, there was an arena, and apparently there was a fight there, like boxing, UFC, MMA, whatever it was. And all of the hotels have cops that block off their parking lots. That way people don't park there because it's cheaper than paying event parking, right? So we couldn't park, which is cool. So we were driving around, we were getting rerouted. It was a nightmare. We finally did what may or may not an illegal U-turn in front of 2 cops to get back where we needed to go. And Danny's plan was to drop me off at the very front of the hotel with all of our bags. Then she would go park, come back, we would check in, go to our room. She really is the best friend I could ever ask for. She does the most to take care of me. So we get there, we get out, somebody comes up with a cart, takes our luggage away. I go inside and Danny doesn't come back. Where's my bestie? So she couldn't find anywhere to park, like anywhere. So she finally comes in and I said, where did you park? She didn't. She had to do valet parking. So before you even make it to your room in Vegas, you will drop money because we had to pay for valet parking. You have to pay for the bellhops. You have to. We got checked in. And we were so hungry. We went to Johnny Rockets. It was right by the elevators. Okay, for a cheeseburger and fry combo, it's $20, and for a drink was another $10. But it was in a reusable plastic cup, and you could refill it for free your entire stay. I did that. So for 2 burgers, 2 fries, and a drink, $50. But even though you're doing takeout, on the screen they still have an option. They still have an option for a tip. Everybody wants a tip. So we got our food, went up to our room, put our bags down, just sat down and ate, okay? Then somebody brought up our bags. We had to tip for that. Somebody brought up a fridge, and I was out of cash. So I wrote down his name, and we ended up finding out later that our fridge didn't work, and so we had to call and have them replace it, and the same guy came. So it worked out perfect. I only had to tip him once. But oh God, it just, seriously, you blow through money so fast. So for whatever you're thinking you need to bring to Vegas money wise, add at least, bare minimum, at least $100 a day for tips, food, Ubers, whatever. Okay, so we were just kind of hanging out in our room at this point. We had got done eating, whatever. Valerie and Jalen had checked in the night before, so they came to our room, but they have a thing now where you can't just go to someone's room. Your room key only gets you to your floor. I think that is phenomenal. Was it a little inconvenient? Yes, but for safety reasons, it was pretty cool. So Danny went down, met them at the bottom, and then brought them up to our room, and it was nice meeting them in person and just like hugging people in person. You know what I mean? Like I'm a hugger. I'm a very affectionate person. I'm a very sentimental person, and just seeing my friends in person and being able to touch them and hug them and just, just to me, that means the world. So Valerie and Jalen were in the room, and I had purchased like pajamas and stuff for everybody, and like just anything that, over the last several months, like, oh, I'll throw that in your box, we just brought and like put in piles for everybody. And Valerie came in and had surprised us. She had made little gift bags for everybody, and these are stickers and Las Vegas stickers. She had this decorated so cute, but my trying to travel back to California with it and then home, and then like my stickers have fallen off, and I've just like mashed them back on the bag, but another sticker just fell off. So, but when Valerie was in Italy this summer for work, she went to the Kiko Milano store, and I'm not familiar with Kiko at all. And I know that it's at Ulta because after her and I Marcoed one night when she was shopping, well, it would have been day for her, whatever. I looked it up, but she purchased for all of us a Kiko Milano anti-fatigue face mask. I will absolutely use that. And she brought me 2 clamshells of wax. One is from the Bathing Garden, and it's my zodiac sign. It's Libra. And I don't know if you know anything about the Bathing Garden, but their wax, they always put these like cute little embeds in them. And this one is a little Libra charm. Stop. And it smells freaking delicious. And then from Up North Creations, she got me one in Grape Blow Pop. One of my favorite smells or scents is grape for wax. I love it. So it was, oh God, that smells so freaking good. That was just so thoughtful. And then a little notepad. Then when she was at the Kiko store, she got me a couple other things. She showed me this wall of nail polish that they had, and I was just like, whoa. And so I told her, I said, I don't know, how do you pick? So I said, surprise me. So she got me a Smart Fast Dry nail lacquer in, it's 028, and I put it in my inventory, but I didn't write down the color, but it's this really beautiful blue. I cannot wait to use that. And then this is an Italian brand, I'm pretty sure. It's Faby nail lacquer, and this one is in Sunset. Yeah, this is made in Italy, but it's this color. Isn't that stunning? I cannot wait to use those. And then there's another brand there called Puro Bio, and she got me this eyeshadow. This is in number 26, but I think this one was called, oh man, shoot, I'll put it up on the screen, but it's this beautiful like reddish burgundy shimmer. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to use that. And it's just so awesome being able to try brands that like I wouldn't have access to. Like I'll never be able to travel to Italy, so that was so just amazing. Excuse me. And then I also got a Kiko Milano Hydra lip gloss, and this is in color 11, which is a beautiful like pinky coral. And I cannot wait. This is going in a project very soon. I want to get some uses on it before the end of summer. But yeah, so that was stuff from Valerie. Oh, and then in our bags, I don't remember where she said she got these little skulls, but I was like, I'll put that on my background. And then Dannie was like, you probably want mine too. And I was like, no. And she was like, fine, take it. So damn right I did. So anyway, that was the stuff from Valerie. And then when we were all kind of packing up to go, she asked me if I wanted one of these warmers. So Kim had gifted her 2 of these, and she had asked Kim if she could offer one to me, and Kim said, yeah, of course. But it's a little tea light warmer, and it's so beautiful. It's like a flower, and then the tea light sits on this little like tray. It's like going into a little pizza oven. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I've never had a tea light warmer, and all of the tea light warmers that I've seen, you had to like put the tea light in there and just let it sit there. So to have this little that's so sweet. And so Valerie, thank you again for sharing with me, and yeah, I love it. I cannot wait to use it. After that, we waited for just a little bit. Kim's flight had arrived and she was on her way to the hotel. So Kim got there and Dannie went down, got her, brought her up, gave her stuff, and then we just went down, gambled for a little bit. I did not have any luck. And then we went back to the room, showered, and got ready for bed. Honestly, the days for me were extremely long, but it was a good long. It wasn't like the kind of day where you go to bed and you're like, oh God, it was such a long day. It's the kind of day where you go to bed feeling very fulfilled in everything that you did. And it was so good. Okay. So then the next day we got up, did our makeup, and the entire trip I forgot to take pictures for my eyes project or panicure. So anyway, so we got ready and we went and gambled for a bit, and then we met Jen and Andrea. They came in on the 30th. There were plans that night. Jalen had made reservations at the Border Grill over at Mandalay Bay. It's a Mexican restaurant, and I knew that I would have a difficult time eating that. I'm still having problems with my teeth. It's a story, but so, and I had something planned for Dannie too, so it kind of worked out perfect where I could stay behind, not embarrass myself eating. I could do what I needed to do for Dannie, and then I could get rest. So they all left for dinner, and Dannie and I had Johnny Rockets in the afternoon, so I wasn't hungry. I was fine. But as soon as they left for dinner, I texted Jalen and I said, can you let me know as soon as you guys are like actually gone? Because I knew as soon as I started doing what I was doing, Dannie would be like, oh, I forgot, whatever, and come back. And I was like, please don't do that. So Jalen messaged me and said, nope, we are at the tram. You're good. Dannie's 50th birthday is at the end of the month, and she had been really, really hoping that we could plan our trip around her birthday, but it didn't work out with work schedules and whatnot. So we had to go early, but I still thought we could celebrate her. So I brought a bunch of stuff to decorate our room with. And so while they were all at dinner, I was able to like put up a banner, but I didn't open any of this stuff ahead of time, which I should have, but you know how it is. I ordered from Amazon, and I swear it was like building stuff from IKEA. I had to put string on a needle and then wind it through the okay, listen, I'm not a crafty type person. I'm not like creative. This was almost too much for me, but we got the banners up. I thought it would be funny if she came back and there were 50 balloons on the bed. Two problems. I'm allergic to latex, and so after I blew up like 2 or 3 balloons, my mouth started to itch, and I was like, probably not a good idea. And also I was incredibly lightheaded, so balloons were out, but we did what we could do. And so they were coming back from dinner, and I texted Jalen, hey, can you make up an excuse to have everyone come to the room after dinner, and then as soon as everyone's in the room, we'll sing happy birthday to Dannie. So on the way back, they were coming back to the room, and Dannie was like, I didn't want to tell them no, but I thought maybe you would be sleeping and whatever. But so as soon as everyone's in the room, we start singing happy birthday, and Dannie did not notice. I'd also got these like 11 by 14 signs or something that were like all about being 50, and I'd hung them all over the room, on the closet doors, on the like front door, on the mirror, on the bathroom mirror, and she walked right by them all. She didn't see any of them. And so it wasn't until we started singing happy birthday that she was looking around and noticed that there was like a banner on the wall that said happy 50th birthday, and like balloons and streamers. And so we get done singing happy birthday, and there's a knock on the door, and everyone looks at me, and I was like, no, I swear, like I wouldn't do that. But the timing, right? You get done singing happy birthday in Vegas, and then there was a knock at the door. So Jalen's closest, she opens the door, and it's a couple of guys, random guys, and they're like, hey, we heard a bunch of chicks singing happy birthday, and we just wanted to know if you guys wanted some company. That's bold. Like, that's bold. But Jalen was like, no, we're just doing our own thing. Thanks. And I guess they just kind of stood there until she told them just to move along. But we're just like, oh my God. And everyone stared at me, and they're like, Deb, we thought you ordered a stripper. And I was like, first of all, I would never do that. And like, no. So anyway, that was really funny. And that kind of ended that night. After that, we did end up going to Jen and Andrea's room. They shared a room to get gifts. I think I'm actually going to put that in part 2. I'm going to put that in part 2. This is going to be way too long. So I'm going to end this part of the vlog here. Yeah. So part 2 is going to go up right after this one. I just need to cut it into 2, or it will never export and upload for me. So let me stop this here, and then we'll just start up again. Hi friends, it's Deb. I am doing my travel vlog. I can say travel. Let's get that out of the way. And I'm realizing I'm already at 40 minutes, so we might have to do a part 2.